Okay, hello, and welcome back again to Issues That Matter. We're here once again at Omega Studio, ATL, and I am your host, Rashida Omalade Sule. We're going to be talking today about marriage and sex. All the married ladies, all the married ladies, all the married ladies, all the married ladies. How you guys doing? I know one of my episodes I was saying no cookie, no cookie, no cookie. But in this topic today, we can have all the cookie we want. Why? Because we's married. All right? So if you're married, this topic is for you today. And if you're not yet married, okay, you can take a little pointers here and there so that when you do get married, you know exactly what to do. Now, I don't know what your mommies or your friends told you before you got married and how important sex is in marriage. My mom didn't tell me much about it, but I figured it out. Okay? I want to tell you what a healthy marriage will bring if you have sex. Sex is one of the most important things in marriage, if not one of the important things to a man. Maybe not to a lady, but to a man, it's like food. You cannot starve this man of sex, because if you do, then you have to wonder why sometimes are they doing what they're doing, if you even know what they're doing. You have to bless them with sex, especially if you're a Christian lady. I hear a lot that, oh, Christian females, they don't want to have sex too much. They don't want to do this or do that. Hello. Whatever happens between the four corners of that bedroom is between you, your husband, and God. You're supposed to have time for sex. Okay? And please, before you get married, make sure that you're marrying a man that you respect. I was listening to something just a few minutes ago, and the woman was talking about respecting your husband. It's extremely important. If you do not respect the man that you're married to, please don't marry him, because the thing is, it's not going to work. Respect is one of also the most important things in a marriage, not just in your home, especially outside of your home. Like, you never disrespect that man for nothing. Why? He is your crown and glory. You don't take your crown and take it off and throw it any which way you want. No. You respect that crown. So you never disrespect the man. And you have to know when to approach a man. The reason why I say also know when to approach a man is, let's say, for instance, growing up with my parents, I will always see that my dad will come home from work and he'll put his bag down. You know, the children will run at him, hi, daddy, hi, daddy. And he's high and everything. He goes into his room, change up his GQ suit, and come back out. My mom is already in the kitchen. She's, kilo maje, which is, what are you going to eat? What would you like to eat? Sometimes she already knows it before he comes home by talking to him on the phone. And to tell you the truth, my daddy, it's pounded yam all day long, every day. I don't think there's anything different. On a Sunday morning or Saturday, it's pounded yam every day. So, but maybe the stew would be different. So she would make his food. She'll serve him. These are things that I learned. She'll serve him. And once she serves him, we all come and eat. That's my home. That's our home growing up. Whereas sometimes as mom and dad, they'll eat together, and mom can say, Rashida, go and serve your brothers and your sisters. So even during the time that they're eating, it's also another time of fellowship, because they're eating and he's asking, oh, how was your day? She's asking, how was your day? And they're talking and they're eating and they're having their time. And after they finish eating, she clears, or sometimes when they finish washing their hands, she'll either clear the dishes, or if we finish eating earlier, clear the dishes, and they'll just sit down and have a good time. And he can either be watching TV and she doing her own thing, but they have their time together. So what I'm trying to say is that when your hubby comes home from work, let the first thing not be, and your children did. And this is the problem. And that is the problem. He just came from work. He's tired. Let him have his time to himself. Ladies, especially if you're African, you know, have we heard of maybe giving him a bath before dinner? Maybe, you know, making sure dinner is ready. Go to his room, follow him into his room when he's going to the room to change. Maybe give him a massage. Maybe hit him off with one before he come downstairs to eat. Hello. Make your marriage fun. Make your marriage fun. Add a little bit of grandpa, grandma, making sure that his food is always ready. But give a little of this, you know, 21st century. Give him a little something before you come downstairs to eat. Okay? He likes that. That's a bit fun. Let's stop acting so culturally, stiff. You know, he comes home, you have an attitude. Really? If a man really have to come home to an attitude all the time, why come home? The man will not come home. From work, he'll be going to somebody else's house, or he'll be going to the buka, or he'll be going to a Chinese restaurant before he gets home. Because when he gets home, he probably just don't want to deal with it. So if you want to have a happy marriage, your happy marriage starts from, first of all, marrying somebody that you respect. Second of all, making sure that when you give him a little bit of his time, and then you give him you and his time. And then him and the children's time. Okay? I have another one that I want to talk about is, a lot of times, ladies, when we get upset at our man, you know, we be holding that cookie hostage. Stop holding the cookie hostage. You don't do that. You break up to make up, but you don't break up. You know, you argue a little bit to make up. The making up part is the most exciting part. Hello. You got to be ready for that. You know, because to tell you the truth, sex is like food, like I said early on, for a man. And when you starve that man of food, he is hungry. And trust me, if you ain't giving it to him, don't let him start planning ways of getting it. Start orchestrating ways of making sure he gets fed. And it may not be with you. I'm not asking, or I'm not telling you that he will go out there and cheat. But what if he does? What if he does? Because the Bible literally said in Corinthians that we should not withhold these things. He should not withhold it from you, and you should not withhold it from him. So don't get too holy on me or on your man, where all of a sudden, when you guys were dating, you know, he loved to be with you. You guys were courting. I'm not saying you were having sex, but you were courting. You were having a good time. It was you and him. He enjoyed you, enjoyed your presence. All of a sudden now you guys are married, and you too holy. You can't give no cookie. That's when he should be getting more of the cookie. He ain't going to ever get tired if you giving him more of the cookie. And there's something that I wanted to really talk about is that I know being African, culturally, a lot, with the majority that I know, a lot of our mothers never really sat us down to say, okay, your man is going to want this. A lot of times, give it to him as many times as he wants. Even if you go dry, there's something called a lubricant. Put it in there real quick. Do what you got to do. You see, my show is real. I'm going to break it down to you. I'm not trying to hide nothing from you. If you want to keep a happy marriage and keep a happy man, you better give him a whole lot of cookie. Okay? Schedule your cookie days. You got to schedule it. And another thing I want to say, ladies, is that when you have children, let me not even get to having the children. Let me get to being pregnant. There's a lot of females that I know that when they're pregnant, my gosh, their husband go through hell because you're pregnant. All of a sudden, the man can't touch you. The man can't, oh no, don't, if you do it, you're going to hit the baby's head. Really? No. That's the time when you should be having a lot more sex. so that when it's time for the baby to come out, you've already exercised the area. When that baby is coming, the place is stretched enough for the baby to come out. So please give this man, that is the best time to even have the sex, because you learn all kind of different ways to make them things happen. You know, the baby's here, you do all kind of different tricks to, you know, make it happen. It's really exciting. I'm not saying that it may be, you know, you just have to mentally find a way to make it exciting. Because during those 9 months, you're not thinking about being pregnant. You're already pregnant. So make it worthwhile. Make it worthwhile. And then after having the children, do not turn your children into your kingdom come. You make these children, you have babies now, and all of a sudden, you don't have time for your hubby anymore. You don't give him time anymore. You don't even give him face anymore. You make his food, go warm it up. You're dealing with the children. When the children, I'm doing the children's homework. Everything is the children. There was a girl telling me the other day that her children sleep between her and her husband. Who does that? And if you're doing that, you better cut it out. Really? Sleeping between you and what you gonna do? Crawl over to get to your husband, or he gonna crawl over to get to you? It's not romantic. That takes everything out of romance. Even if the man think about it, and now I have to think, he turns over and he's turning on the children. Hello, you don't do that. They have a room for a reason. When your babies, even let's say you and your children are on the bed before your husband comes into the room, if they're falling asleep, you take them and carry them to their room. I used to do that. My little Pricey, he would want to, you know, spend time with mommy. We'd be on the bed, we'd be watching TV, and after a while, he would just fall asleep. And once my husband is coming and I'm hearing his footstep on the staircase, Price, gotta go. Pick him up and take him to his room. But not for him to sleep between me and my husband. No, that's our matrimonial bed. I don't know if that night is when he wants to get it going on. I gotta make everything available. Okay? Cushion, bed, a pillow, everything gotta be available. And can you please do me a favor, married woman? You're dressing like you can have on a winter coat to go to bed. What is the problem? What's the problem? Have you all decked out. Got your sweatpants on, your thick socks on, you got your sweatshirt on. Where you going, to Hitler war? You're not going to war. You're going to bed. Be sexy for the dude. Wear some nice lingerie or some nice days. That's why you got to plan it. And I know I hear it all the time. I'm so busy. I don't have time. Where do I have time? Really? You better find time, unless your man going to have time with somebody else. And you ain't got nobody else to blame but yourself. Okay? You got to find time. You have to mentally prepare yourself. On some days, what I do, from the morning, I start to text my husband. Hey, baby, how you doing? And you see, my husband, he's so funny. He don't like me calling him baby. I'm not your baby, I'm your husband. Okay. Hey, hubby, how you doing? Hey, honey, how you doing? Hey, sweetheart, how you doing? My parents, I don't call my husband what my parents call each other. My dear, my dear. That's what they do. They're old school. They're in the 60s and 70s. Honey, how you doing? Sweetheart, how you doing? How's your day? Once the day is dialing down, I would, you know, go home early to try to make his favorite food or make him something different and special. You know, if you don't drink wine, that's fine. You can get the apple cider out. Apple cider, put it in some nice champagne cup. God is not upset at that. You know, getting all this thing prepared is that you're working on your marriage. You're not just sitting there thinking he ain't going nowhere. Really? Seriously. And if you're a man, don't ever think she ain't going nowhere. Really? Trust me. One thing a man may not know is that a woman wants more sex than a man. But a lot of times what's happening is that we have so much that we're doing. We wake up early in the morning to take the children, get them ready for school. We get ready. Sometimes some women would prepare breakfast and all that good stuff for the hubby. Go to work all day. You get home. The children got homework. You're going to make dinner. And you know what? You're going to prepare your mind to be ready to have sex. That's what you're going to do. It's also a part of your busy schedule. Put it on a schedule. This is a day that me and my hubby are going to do this and do that. When me and my husband started, we continued to date. I did not, because I had a kid or 2 children or 3 children, stop dating. We still do matinee. Yes, we do. Even though now, I mean, my business got so busy that I would be at the movie and I'm still texting. But after a while, I realized that he didn't want to take me to the movies anymore. I had to change my ways. If he's not taking me to the movie, that means he's going to the movie. No, he's not going with somebody else. He's going to the movie by himself. Thank you. Because I know what a lot of you guys are thinking. No, he is going to the movies. But I want him to go to the movie with me. I want to go with him. So what I started doing was I'll turn off my phone, because at that point in time with my husband, he is what's important to me. My children are safe at home with their grandmother by the grace of God. And I will turn off my phone and spend that special time with my husband. And we do that once a week. Especially when we first got married, we do it once a week. My mother-in-law, I would give her $5. Every time we go to the movie, Alaja, here's your money for the movie. That's her movie. She'll stay home and take care of her grandkids. But she keeps that. That's her movie money. And me and my husband would go out to the movie. So you always have to keep dating. You always have to be, you know, seeing how you can build up this marriage. Build, it's work. It's work. You have to graduate. Just like you go to school and you go to university, you get your first degree, your second degree, your third degree. The only thing about marriage is you never stop getting degrees. That's the only thing about marriage. You're always getting degrees, degrees, degrees. Until death do both of you part. So please, I talked about respecting your husband. I talked about giving him time and both of you guys having time together. And you set a set time for you and your children. But don't make your children into your God. Your children are not your God. And that's the mistake that a lot of females make, that at the end of the day, when it's now time and your children are fully grown and they're gone, now you have time for this husband if he's still around. That's what it is. If he's still around for the shenanigans. Because he married you, he had you to himself for a long time, and then all of a sudden, the babies are here. Yes, babies are here, but you need to give everybody their own time. Okay? And God will never give us more than we can handle, but it's all about planning. Another thing is cooking for your husband. Very, very, very important. I love to cook as my hobby. If you do not like to cook, go and take cooking classes, learn to cook. Because trust me, your man needs to be able to sit back at work and think, oh my God, what is she making for me today? Or, oh my goodness, I would love my wife to make that fish that she sauteed and she put all the vegetables with some nice potatoes or some nice on a bed of rice. He's at work thinking about that, calls you and say, honey, can you please make me that special? He's thinking about you, not thinking about the next restaurant he gonna hit or how he gonna get to that next buka in order to be able to eat their fish, stew, and rice. When you can commonly educate yourself, learn how to make that for him. Let that man be fulfilled. And after eating that grand food, you make sure the children all took their shower, go to bed, you come and spend some time with your honey next to the TV while he's finished eating his food. You can take that food, you can clear the table, and then he can get some other food. Hello, more cooking. Let's make it happen, ladies. This is the only way. You have to spice up your marriage. You have to. One thing I used to always use and still use with my marriage is you never let the sun go down. Even if you guys have a little bit of altercation, that's fine. It's going to come. I remember I asked one pastor the other day, and this was a while ago. Must have been about 9 years ago. You know, I just started my marriage. My marriage must have been about 3 years at the time, or 4 years. And I asked this pastor, I says, can I just be upset at my husband? I just feel like being upset. Like, he's really pissing me off. He's doing some things that's really pissing me off. Can I just be upset? Because the Bible says I shouldn't be upset. Can I just be upset? And the pastor says, yeah, you know, just don't let the sun go down. You know, when he comes in, try to find a way not to stay upset, but a way that you can, you know, whether he's wrong or you're wrong, just try to apologize and just try to make it better. I said, so I can't stay upset for 2-3 days? Just 2-3 days. He said, no. He said, because the thing is, if you're staying upset with him and he's not talking to you, or you're not talking to him, the devil starts to work on whoever is the weaker vessel. If it's you that's the weaker vessel, he starts to tell you some stuff. He knows your weaknesses. He starts to build up those weaknesses, and now you turn it into a strength. And if he didn't like looking at pornography before, and you're starving him because you're upset at him, you're also starving him of sex, what do you think he's going to be doing? So it's as if you are, yeah, it's always our fault. It's as if you are helping the enemy to do this to your husband, to make him start thinking things that he shouldn't be thinking, watching things that he shouldn't be watching, doing things that he shouldn't be doing. So it's up to you. We have a lot of responsibility that's been given to us to do in our home. We hold the home. My husband would say, yes, he's the head, but I'm the heart. And without a heart in that home to make sure that everything is taken care of, it's going to be a chaos. You take care of the children, take care of the husband. You got to look for time to take care of yourself. I don't play with that. I find time to go get my hair did. You know, my husband, I'll do my makeup. It can take me 30 minutes or 40 minutes. He'll be like, all of that is for me. I say, yes, baby, it's for you. You understand? They get excited. Jump on him sometimes. If he's sitting down in the living room, find a way to get yourself to that living room and jump on him. Play with him. Tickle him a little bit. He is still the man that you dated before you married him. Don't make your marriage boring. It's up to you. It's not up to him. It's up to you. It's up to you to make your marriage exciting. Okay? So, with all of that being said, let me tell you the amazing things that sex is able to do. Sex is medicinal. It's a medicine. So if you do it, these are some of the things that's going to be happening. Sex basically helps keep your immune system humming. Or your immune system humming. Okay? It says sexually active people take fewer sick days. So if you're not feeling good, have some sex with your husband. Let's not get it twisted. Okay? People who have sex have higher levels of what defends their body against germs, viruses, and other intruders. Okay? You should still do all the other things that make your immune system happy, such as eating right, staying active, get enough sleep, keep up with your vaccinations, and all that good stuff. What sex also does is that it boosts your libido. Longing for more lively sex life, having sex will make sex better and will improve your libido. I'm going to have, and thinking of this is making me think of a topic that I'm going to talk about. Watch out for that topic, because talking to a lot of African ladies, I know that in some cultures there's something called female circumcision. So that may be another reason why a lot of females or a lot of African wives do not have as much sex as they should. But you know what? I'm going to teach you what I learned along the way, because I've been doing the study of female circumcision since I was in college, and that's a while now, about maybe 17 years. So I'm going to teach you along the way what you can do to make your sex more exciting if you are a female that was circumcised when you were younger. And a lot of females don't even know, because they've never spoken to their mom about it. They don't know what circumcision is. They don't know what was taken out or what was cut off. So we're going to talk about that on another topic, okay? But today we're going to talk about marriage and sex, okay? So it boosts up your libido. The next thing that it does is that it improves women's bladder control. Ladies, your bladder control. A strong pelvic floor is important for avoiding incontinence, something that will affect about 30% of women at some point of their lives. Good sex is like a good workout for your pelvic floor muscle, and when you have an orgasm, it causes contractions in those muscles, which strengthens them. Okay? Another thing is that it lowers your blood pressure. A lot of Nigerians having high blood pressure. Okay? If you're giving your man a whole lot of sex, it will lower your blood pressure. All right? It says research suggests a link between sex and lower blood pressure. So, and this guy's a CEO, basically, of medical director. So he knows about his stuff. There have been many studies, he says, that studies that found that sexual intercourse specifically, not masturbation, lowers systolic blood pressure. That's the first number on your blood pressure test. Okay? Number 5, it counts as exercise. So, a lot of ladies, if you're missing the gym, hello, your hubby is available. He's available. Make him the gym. Yeah. Make him the cardio. All right? So, it lowers your heart attack risk as well. That's the 6th thing. It lessens pain. Before you reach for an aspirin, try for an orgasm. Wow, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. It says orgasm can block pain. That's real good stuff. The 8th thing is, may make prostate cancer less likely. Working in the insurance field, and a lot of times when we do medical for the husband and the wife, being that a lot of our African men do not see their doctors regularly, I promise you, out of 100 tests that we may do, we see that about 60 to 65% of our men do not have a regular doctor. They don't see doctors. They don't have a regular doctor. So, and eventually we found out statistically that even men get cancer more than females. And what kind of cancer? A lot of times it's prostate cancer. So if you love your husband, you really care for his health, if for nothing, ladies, if for nothing, think of the prostate cancer. This man should not be going without for too long. Okay? All right. So the 9th thing is it improves sleep. Yes, it does. That's why I say you got to put it into planning. Okay? Because you should be getting enough sleep. So if you put it into planning, what now happens is that once you put the children to bed, you and your husband make it happen real quick. And then from 10, I'm not saying give him a quickie. That's not a quickie time. But make it happen. And then maybe from 10, 11, you sleep till about 6. You have a good sleep. You will sleep very well. I promise. I promise. So that it improves your sleep. So you may nod off more quickly after sex. And that happens. You know, married ladies, you can attest to it that on good days when you do have sex with your husband, he's ready to start snoring. It's not because the sex is not good. It's because the sex is good. That's why they nod off. They're at peace. Okay? And the 10th thing is it eases stress. Being close to your partner can soothe stress and anxiety. Okay? So sex and intimacy can boost your self-esteem and happiness. It's not only a prescription for a healthy life, but a happy one. So this is my take on today's topic, is that have sex more often. The man will be very, very happy. Do not use sex to manipulate your husband to get what you want, ladies. Even though we know we... Okay, but it's good to have sex. You've seen all the good things that sex does for you. So make sure that as you're planning vacation time and you're planning dinner and you're planning, let that be a part of your planning, okay? It's okay to do it 4, 5, 6, 7 times a week. And if you do it more grease to your elbows. All right? So to my Christian, because I said marriage and sex, now to my married Christian sisters and sex. Can you please stop taking fun out of sex? Stop taking fun out of sex. God loves husband and wife to have sex. That's why he made it. I wouldn't even be surprised if God is really saying, wow, that's a good position. That's a good way to put it. It's God. He made it. He enjoys for you guys to enjoy it. Okay? So stop saying God don't want us to do this. He don't want us to do. Ain't nowhere in this holy Bible. Ain't nowhere in this holy Bible where God say, don't do sex like this. I'm not saying get ridiculous now, because something just flashed by me. I'm not saying get ridiculous, but what I'm saying is enjoy your time with your spouse and make it a fun time that you guys will remember. That even if he is home, even if he's at work, he can't wait to get home to you. Not to anyone else, but he can't wait to get home to you. And you cannot wait to get home to him. All right? Thank you so much once again for watching Issues That Matter on or at Omega Studios ATL. We appreciate your time every week, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Have a great one. Bye-bye.